I was standing in the hallway, holding a cardboard box filled with my life, when I heard them laughing behind the office door. Not whispering, not even trying to hide it. Laughing. About me. About how pathetic I looked. About how they knew I wouldn't fight back. About how easy it was to ruin someone who trusted you. And as the elevator doors closed, something settled in my chest. Not rage. Not screaming anger. Something colder. Because in that moment, I realized something terrifyingly powerful. They thought the story was over. But for me, it was just beginning. And the ending? It would be gentle, but it would hurt. If you've ever been underestimated, if someone kicked you while you were already down, if you've ever dreamed of justice that doesn't scream, but lingers, then hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in. Because today's story isn't about loud revenge. It's about patience, control, and watching people unravel under the weight of their own cruelty. This is a gentle ending to a cruel beginning. Expansion, bulk of the script, the cruel beginning. I used to believe loyalty mattered. I worked for a mid-sized consulting firm, nothing glamorous, but I gave it everything. Late nights, missed birthdays, weekends spent fixing mistakes that weren't even mine. My boss, Martin, loved to talk about family. My coworkers smiled at my face and copied my ideas. And when my mother got sick, I made the mistake of believing them. I asked for flexibility, just temporarily. Martin leaned back in his chair, fingers steepled, eyes cold. Everyone has problems, he said. Don't expect special treatment. A week later, I was written up for performance issues. 2 weeks after that, my biggest client was reassigned without warning. Then came the meeting. No explanation, no warning, just a cardboard box and HR pretending not to meet my eyes. As I walked out, I heard Martin say it. Some people just aren't built to survive pressure. Laughter followed. That laugh stayed with me for months. Powerlessness. Unemployment humbles you in ugly ways. You start measuring groceries. You stop answering calls. You rehearse explanations in your head, just in case someone asks how you're doing. I replayed that moment over and over. What I should have said, what I should have done. And the worst part? They moved on. Promotions, LinkedIn posts, smiling group photos. They won, or so they thought. The turning point. 3 months later, a recruiter reached out. A startup, struggling. Overlooked. They didn't want my resume. They wanted my insight. I poured everything I had into that job, not to prove myself, but because for the first time, my voice mattered. Within a year, the company exploded. And suddenly, I wasn't just an employee. I was a stakeholder. And that's when fate smiled. Because guess who came knocking? Martin's firm. They were bleeding clients. Reputation damaged. Desperate. They needed consulting help. They needed me. Revenge planning, quiet, precise. I could have said no. That would have been easy. But easy doesn't teach lessons. So I said yes. I walked into that office calm. Polite. Professional. Martin didn't recognize me at first. Then his face changed. Didn't expect to see you here, he said, forcing a smile. Oh! I replied, returning it. I get that a lot. Over weeks, I learned everything. Their financial cracks, their internal chaos, their dependence on one final deal to survive. And I helped them. I helped them just enough to believe they were safe. The final meeting was quiet. Boardroom, glass walls, sunlight everywhere. I laid out the numbers calmly. The partnership isn't viable, I said. We'll be withdrawing. Martin laughed nervously. You can't do that. I tilted my head. I can, and I am. The color drained from his face as he realized the truth. No yelling, no insults, just consequences. Within months, the firm collapsed. Clients gone. Investors gone. Martin reached out once. Just once. I didn't reply. Because the most devastating revenge is silence after being heard. I used to think revenge had to be loud, explosive, messy. But I learned something better. You don't need to destroy someone. Just let them face what they built. Karma doesn't knock. It waits. And when it arrives, it's gentle. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button. Tell us in the comments. And if you want more stories where